Welcome. Are you sitting comfortably? Are you focused and not thinking about whatever's bothering you these days? I'm not here to test you. Please relax. Let your thoughts come and go and listen as they fade away in the distance. For better or for worse, this is where your life has brought you. Looking at a screen, listening to me. Imagine, for a moment, that you've just had a child. It's healthy, but unfortunately also completely blind. For their whole life, they will live in the dark and not see a thing. Their perception of reality is something that you might never be able to comprehend. How would you describe the world to them? What can't be touched or heard, smelled or tasted? How would you describe sunlight? By what it does? Or how it feels on their skin? I think I'd play them this piece of music. First composed by Tchaikovsky in 1878, these rays of light have traveled through decade after decade, finally reaching your ears this very moment. You have also traveled far to get here today, but you're only passing through and should probably get going. While you're here, I'd like to tell you a story. It all happened to me when I was young.
Walking in a forest, much like you are. Those were days filled with boundaries and rules, of no running in the hallways, don't do this or that or the other.
With my world full of fierce discipline, I walked the forest to breathe. One day, deep in the woods, I found a funny-looking tree, crooked, old, and wrinkly, with little work.
A few bits of bark became huge ships. Calm creeks turned to ferocious oceans.
I can still recall the
People I imagine dragged downstream.
with a sense of guilt.
As I gazed back upon the old tree, I noticed something
Peculiar.
It was crying,
Crying. Every crumple,
like eyes
closed tightly, clear drops streaming silently down
its wrinkly skin. So I did as children do.
tasted it. Not because it looked tasty, but
To figure out
what it was. The first drop made my tongue tingle. The second made it prickle.
at the very moment the third landed on my tongue. A profound
sensation spread through my chest.
undefinable, like thirst, both vague and specific.
One thing's clear.
Something was changing within me.
I remember breathing in and out.
Feeding the fire.
every day.
I woke to a slight prickle in my fingertips. I studied them closely,
discovering circular ridges in the foreign landscapes of my skin. The prickling soon slipped my attention.
It would be another week until it returned. A wave of gentle needles moving over my skin.
a limb falling asleep, perhaps.
I did not stop worrying until it returned the third time.
First making its way on my neck,
Before engulfing my skull completely
From behind, I could even feel the tiny needles covering
My eyeballs. But did it not stop there?
I held my breath as the small thorns crawled
Around my lips, before spreading into my lungs and stomach. My awareness
spread with it.
and I remember
The strangest sensation of my mushy dinner in there,
as
as if I held its remains in the palm of my hand.
Suddenly,
my body took control and opened my mouth.
an explosion of air rushing into my lungs. The tingling
spread with it
Through an endless web of veins, soon reaching my beating heart.
for a moment, I stood in awe of the activity within my body. I felt my heart beating faster
And my skin sweating.
Your body is your only vessel in this world.
And when it misbehaves, the claustrophobia is total.
Seek help.
I thought. And at that very moment, shot from my brain down through my spine.
I felt them.
Scatter through my upper leg, where muscles contracted.
Contracted to lift my knee.
My body shifted forward, and a shockwave spread from the foot to the sole.
Landed softly on the ground. The process repeated itself in greater detail for every step.
I was overwhelmed, but my body
Kept moving. I did not at all
feel like the boss giving directions.
directions. It all happened automatically.
And I
Was simply along for the ride. Like you.
The doctor's office was cold and white.
Crossing the floor felt like a polar expedition.
My parents' distant futures of the landscape. I wanted to explain,
but
but was
wasn't able.
unable.
My lips and tongue engaged in an intricate choreography.
Myself in the audience observing the words performed.
My lips muttered, "I'm sure it will pass," while my thoughts were crying for help.